Chapter 18, the fall of Babylon, the fall of the pseudo-self. After this I saw another angel coming down from earth, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his splendour. He called out with a mighty voice, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. The pseudo-self who you thought you were is gone. It has become a dwelling place of demons, a haunt of every foul spirit, a haunt of every foul bird, a haunt of every foul and hateful beast. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth have grown rich from the power of her luxury." And then I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, so that you do not take part in her sins, so that you do not share her plagues. For her sins are heaped as high as heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. Render to her as she herself has rendered, and repay her double for her deeds. Mix a double draught for her in the cup she mixed, as she glorified herself and lived luxuriously. So give her a measure of torment and grief. Give up all of these things. Renounce all of these things that she valued." It's a giving away. You know, if we think about the Buddhists and how they talk about non-attachment, not owning things, not needing things, not having false idols like money and, you know, the side of your house and all of these things. Since in her heart she says, "I rule as a queen, I am no widow, and I will never see grief." The arrogance of the ego. Therefore her plagues will come in a single day, pestilence and mourning and famine, and she will be burned with fire, transformed. For mighty is the Lord God who judges her. And for the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived with luxury in her will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of her torment and say, "Alas, alas, the great city, Babylon the mighty. For in 1 hour your judgment has come." And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn for her, since no one buys their cargo anymore. Cargoes of gold and silver, jewels and pearls, fine linen, purple, silk and scarlet, all kinds of scented wood, all articles of ivory, all articles of costly spice, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, olive oil, choice flour and wheat, cattle and sheep, horses and chariots, slaves and human lives, all of the exterior things that we believed were valuable or needed. The fruit for which your soul longed has gone from you, and all your dainties and your splendour are lost to you, never to be found again. Loss of that arrogant, haughty pseudo-self. The merchants of these wares who gained wealth from her will stand far off in fear of her torment, weeping and mourning aloud. Alas, alas, the great city, clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, with jewels and with pearls. For in 1 hour all this wealth has been laid to waste. And all of the shipmasters and seafarers, sailors and all those who trade on the sea stood far off and cried out as they saw the smoke of her burning. So the image of the sea again, the emotions now we're talking about. What city was like the great city? And they threw dust on their heads as they wept and mourned, crying out. That's what the people used to do for mourning and loss, the loss of something. Alas, alas, the great city, where all who had ships at sea grew rich by her wealth. For in 1 hour she has been laid waste. Rejoice over her, O heaven, you saints and apostles and prophets, for God has given judgment for you against her. God has come and saved us. Then a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and threw it into the sea. Just a word on we talk about having a millstone around our neck. It's like it's been ripped off and discarded. With such violence, Babylon, the great city, will be thrown down and will be found no more. The sound of the harpists and the minstrels and the flutists and the trumpeters will be heard in you no more. And an artisan of any trade will be found in you no more. And the sound of the millstone will be heard in you no more. And the light of the lamp will shine in you no more. And the voice of the bridegroom and bride will be heard in you no more. And the you no more. And the you that's all talking about is the pseudo self you. All of the self that you thought you were, everything it did, it heard, it received, it valued, will fall away. For your merchants were the magnets of the earth, and all the nations were deceived by your sorcery. And in you was found the blood of the prophets and the saints and all who have been slaughtered on the earth.